Good morning, friends, and welcome to my live stream. Welcome to my library. And in this program, we actually discuss about the important historic incident that happened today. And today is November 24th. So, what is so interesting? In fact, this is about the air pollution. There is a lot of concern about the environment lately, and there are a lot of environment warriors who are actually put in their heart and soul in resolving this issue, basically making everyone aware about the environment hazards or the pollution hazards that is making our environment really bad for the future generation. So today I would like to draw your attention. In fact, I would like to start my discussion by talking about one incident which was recorded in the year 1966 on November 24th, which is today. And that was today, on a single day, 400 deaths were recorded because of respiratory failures and heart attack in the New York City. Well, it is not very clear that all these 400 people died on the same day or they were merely recorded on the same day. But it is now known that November 24th in the year 1966 has been the most polluted recorded day for the New York City. Well, humans never learn from the past experience. They keep looking at the present and they don't really bother about what are the learnings from the past and what will happen in future. They don't really apply. Most of the humans, some people definitely are very concerned, but some other people, some sector of the society do not think too much about the air pollution. It is a real thing, friends, and there are a lot of side effects that can be caused because of the air pollution. And this particular information which happened many decades back is should be a eye opener, but it did not. And in Indian cities also, India is a very large country, very populous country and democratic country, so there is a lot of freedom to do things, etc. And lately, especially in the winter seasons, Indian cities have been also showing a lot of smog in their sky, especially the capital city, New Delhi. It is actually famous for the air pollution. A lot of things are being done to basically take care of this problem that the New Delhi and the surrounding suburban areas are facing. And if you look at the New Delhi and the suburbs around the capital city of India, many people live in this place. In fact, at least 5 to 6 million people live in this small confined, and they are all affected by the air pollution. But why air pollution is such a important thing to which we cannot ignore? I think let's understand this by the understanding the adverse effect that can happen because of the air pollution. Number one, it actually increases the risk of heart attack and respiratory problems. There are a lot of these molecules which are present in the air which we breathe, and some of these molecules are basically the pollutants which are released by the factories and the modern lifestyle, because we consume certain ready-made stuff, and all of this ready-made stuff is made in the factory. And in factory, because they need energy, they need a lot of processes are there in different factories for your clothing, for your spectacles, for your food. A lot of pollution is created in the environment. Also, electricity, the hunger for electricity is also growing, and because of that, the electricity generation in places like India and China is largely dependent on the thermal power, which is burning coal and then producing steam to produce electricity. So that is adding to the air pollution, air quality. At the same time, the China and India are very populous countries, and because of the urbanization of large population in India, most of the people are now using cars, for almost like many decades. Today it is a norm that people will have at least two cars minimum, and some of the household families can have more than two, up to 4 to 5 cars. So there is one car for each person in the family, and cars are the biggest pollution creator of the day. And all of these poisonous gases are mixed to the breathable air, and they actually harden the blood vessels, because these pollutants get deposited in the blood vessels. They harden, the flexibility is lost, and because of that, respiratory problems as well as the heart diseases are on the rise. Even young people are getting affected by these heart ailments. In fact, you must be hearing that there are certain young people, young actors in North Korea are passing away because of heart attack at the age of 24, below 30 basically. So I think this is one of the reasons that pollution is affecting everyone across the globe, and people are dying. It is like living in a gas chamber. If I have to compare the current level of pollution, what are the other side effects of pollution? Well, it also can harm your respiratory system, where these micro compounds can get into your lungs and can deposit it. And as you know that lung is an organ which actually allows air to diffuse directly into your blood. So eventually there are very, very fine, very small pores which does not allow blood to come out, but allows air to directly interact with blood in the lungs. So there are very specialized organs in our body which has, it's sort of a filter, and the holes in the filter are so small that it prevents blood to ooze out. But since air has lesser density, it allows air to diffuse directly into, or rather oxygen to diffuse directly into your blood, and that is how we live. So over time, when you actually consume a lot of this polluting air, the harmful particles actually block those fine holes of your lungs, which will prevent better breathing. And over time, the amount of oxygen your body needs keeps reducing, or can absorb, keeps reducing, which gives rise to major health hazard when it comes to respiratory system. So the air pollution is really alarming, and I think we should look at these deadly symptoms which could arise because of air pollution. What are the other things? There are reports of allergies into the eye. A lot of people are now reporting that there are irritation in their eye, and if you're stuck in the traffic, sometimes your eyes start to water, because the eyes react to the harmful elements which are present in the air. So this high amount of pollution can give rise to the allergic conjunctivitis. Some people can be allergic to this pollution, and they can develop the conjunctivitis, which is quite harmful for your health, because you will not be able to see properly, you will not be able to go to work for at least 2 to 3 days. Your work is hampered, and consequently you will have to go to doctor, and overall you will lose out in terms of your revenue, as also in terms of health, if your eyes are affected. What are the other ailments which affects you because of air pollution? Well, it's about the skin, because skin is the most overlooked item in our body, and skin is always affected by the pollution all the time, and we tend to overlook it. In fact, skin is one connective tissue in our body which protects rest of the body from this harmful air pollution, and because of that, the skin takes all the damage because of the pollutants, and the rashes get developed on the skin, and all kinds of dust carrying all kinds of harmful chemicals as well as harmful viruses get deposited on the surface of the skin, and can give rise to all kinds of problems. And in some cases, it has been noticed that it increases the chances of getting skin cancer. So Well, again, not everybody will get the skin cancer, but at least a lot of people report of rashes on the skin or some sort of patches on the skin and dullness in the skin, etc., because of the pollution. So pollution basically reduces your personification, because skin gives out your personality. If you have a good skin, you are recognized immediately. So it reduces a lot of those aspects which are part of you, and the nature has given that to you. And the pollution is basically spoiling all that. What are the other things which can go wrong because of air pollution? Well, I think the mental health issues, because our mind is basically electric and chemical factory, and it relies on the chemical impulses which are fed to the mind, and then mind also interpret these electrical impulses and respond back in electrical impulses. So when you get this extra dose of chemical, that may start sending wrong signals to the mind, and because of these wrong signals, your mind will start interpreting wrong things. And this is exactly what is the what we call mental health issues, or may lead to mental health issues like depression, anxiety, and for this you would need medication. And I mean, if you talk to any doctor, you would actually be surprised that a lot of young people are getting affected because of this mental depression and anxiety. So indirectly, we say that you are getting depression, anxiety, and restlessness, which will then lead to other ailments like heart, respiratory, etc., because most of the things are controlled by brain. So I think the brain has to be kept in a healthy environment. In a very healthy way, we have to treat our brain. So we don't really look at the root cause. Root cause could be the air pollution, because you're living in such a polluted environment. You can purify your water using the RO purifier, but how do you purify your air? Because even if you put air filtration system in your apartment, but you will not stay in your apartment for very long time. You will have to step out, and that is when you start getting the effects of the air pollution. And you don't want to move around wearing a mask, air mask all the time, because you look like such an odd person. So this air pollution is also giving rise to a lot of mental health issues, and therefore the air pollution is becoming the one of the biggest killer of humanity, and also the animal life and fauna and flora of the earth. And that is why we have to treat air pollution very, very seriously. And especially, we know the effects of air pollution for such a long time, at least since 1966, because I started the program by talking about so many deaths reported on a single day on November 24th in the New York City, which was a prominent city of the 60s. And still we are still polluting the air, and we have not learned our lessons. So friends, I like to end my live stream now. If you have any suggestions, questions, feel free to shoot them. And thanks for watching as always, and I will catch you tomorrow. Until then, have a nice day, and bye bye.